I was going to quickly talk about profection years because I said I would talk about this a few weeks ago and I haven't yet. Each year of life is a specific profection year, and a profection year literally just means that one of the birth chart houses of the 12 birth chart houses that make up your whole birth chart is in focus for that year. And so themes surrounding that particular house in your birth chart are going to come up. So each birth chart house means different things. The second house is usually personal finances, self-worth, personal resources. The eighth house is other people's resources, sometimes debts, sometimes inheritance. It can also be mystical, kind of occult stuff. You get the idea. Ninth house is higher education, astrology, long distance travel, sometimes these sorts of things. So when you're in a specific profection year, you are really absorbing and understanding and learning what it is that governs that house for you. So in each of our birth charts, a specific zodiac sign rules a particular house. And this is why the rising sign, and therefore the time of birth and location of birth, is very important, because that's what governs the rising sign. The rising sign sets where the houses are. So if you're a Cancer rising like me, then you've got Cancer in the first house, Leo in the second house, Virgo in the third house, and you go around as a zodiacal order and count around the houses to 12 until you reach the end of the zodiac. If you're a Gemini rising, you've got Gemini in the first house, Cancer in the second house, Leo in the third house, and you go all the way around until you have got Taurus in the 12th house. So then you have located or pinpointed, matched up a zodiac sign with a house. And so once you've got those two pieces of information, that's enough to be getting excited about getting into exploring what does that zodiac sign mean, or exploring what does this house mean. And the houses are generally the life areas where we experience things. And so, yes, you might be thinking, okay, this year I've got, okay, I'm just going to use my example of my birth chart. Scorpio is ruling my fifth house. So Scorpio is very intense. It kind of takes us into the deeper sides of life, deep psychology, a strong kind of sense of willpower. So maybe like really committing to like, I've got Mars there as well. So it's like, I was going to say committing to like a running routine, or something, some sort of athletic or kind of warrior-like energy. But the Scorpio is very intense and really kind of fully committed, and kind of sees beneath the surface of what's going on. So I know that those Scorpio themes are going to be there. And I also know that I'll probably experience most of my year through the fifth house themes of fun, creativity, romance, children. Ain't that the truth? The children are always my biggest teacher of all. And I'm noticing as well that it's not just my birth children, it's literally all the children in my life, children that I hold really kind of dear to me, like nephews, cousins, all of those sorts of things. And if I was like a childminder or something, which I'm not, but if I was a childminder, then it would also be, or a teacher, it would be the children in my care as well. That would be a big part of my fifth house, because it's those children that you really kind of commit to and really kind of see as being part of, these amazing little creatures of, enthusiasm and, excitement for the future, that kind of thing. And then the final thing we do is we look to see if there's any planets in your particular house of your profection year. So if you're also 40 right now, and profection years change on your birthday or on your solar return, which is sometimes a day before your birthday, but that's for another day. Then we look to see if there's any planets in this birth chart house. If you haven't got any planets, there is no such thing as an empty birth chart house, by the way, because even if you haven't got any planets in that birth chart house, you will still be experiencing the zodiac sign and the life area kind of married up as one throughout the entirety of the year. And also I've noticed over the years that perhaps when you get to that particular season of the year, so for me with the fifth house in Scorpio, when we get to like Halloween time, It could be more of an intense time. There might be a real kind of critical turning point in my year. There might be some real sense of, you know, this is kind of like the peak of my year because all the planets are kind of surrounding around that particular zodiac sign at that particular time. Just as an example. So then we look to see which, if you've got any planets. And then the planet is also importing some extra information, and it will be more of a kind of karmic significant year for you. So if we think about the planets as, okay, I'll carry it. We think about the planets as being activators of karma. This is why that particular year, if you've got planets in your profection house year, then you're going to have a more significant year in terms of like the course of your life, the things that are taking place, the significant events. Sometimes we get quiet years, don't we? And sometimes we get very busy, loud years. And if you've got planets in your profection year, then it might be a louder year.